I am Vildemo. Come, I will show you things. At the end of last year, many new people found my YouTube channel and decided to come along on my journey. I am much happy for that, and I think it is time to introduce myself again. I am a weird artist in the forest that makes haunting noises. In town, they call me the witch in the yellow house. Yeah, I'm a bit of a weirdo, and so are probably you, and that is a good thing. I live by the dark pine forest of Småland in Sweden, and the forest is my art studio. Here, I create everything my heart desires. I make music and sound art. I write fairy tales. I paint and I photograph. But it has not always been like this. I grew up in the city of Gothenburg. I always felt that I had a lot of creativity in me, but it never came out. All the distractions of the city made my mind a total mess. I had a hard time with focus and controlling my thoughts. It all changed when I left the city and bought this house outside a small town. My husband and I had a massive project in front of us. The house needed complete renovation. It has been 16 years and we are still not done yet. But it is so much fun to build a home. So here I am now. Welcome to my life. I started to make music in 2019 and I am still on the journey of learning. The style of my music can best be described as some sort of soothing neo-folk. I make music for relaxation and yoga and meditation with a Nordic and Viking vibe to it. The song you hear in the background now is called Rain. I like my music hazy and ambient. I love to add a little bit of opera, kulning and shamanic chants. I like when the vocals sound like they come from far away, very dreamy and mysterious. I also use sounds that I record from nature. I like the sound of thunder and wind. I also make sound elements with my own voice. Wolves and birds are all me. You can find my music on all music platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, and so on. I have been writing short stories since I was 12 years old. My biggest dream is to become a writer, but I never had the patience to write an entire novel. But in 2020, something changed. All of a sudden, a golden bliss of inspiration hit me, and I started to write every day. I have been writing in the forest, in the morning, in the night, in the wind, in Split, in Dubrovnik, in Korčula, in Zadar, and of course, in my library. Now my first novel is done. The next step is to publish it. Here on my channel I will take you on this little adventure and hopefully I will get to show you a printed book. So you might wonder what kind of stories I write. Well, it is mostly mysteries, fantasy and magical realism. I am inspired by writers like Margit Sandemo, Neil Gaiman, Annie Rice, and I have other favorites. They do not write exactly what I do, but Dan Brown and Virginia Andrews still inspire me enormously. I love books. I love owning books. I love reading books. I love writing books. I love books. My main materials when I make paintings are acrylic paint and resin. I started painting when I was about 16 years old, and I only worked with oils and made portraits, the classical style. Now I found my own style and doing something completely different. I love dramatic nature and science. I am fascinated by volcanoes, acid pools, ice formations, and caves. Storms, deserts, salty flats, stones, and harsh landscapes. So my paintings are always inspired by that. I take that as an inspiration, and then I create this. In 2014, I started doing wedding photography after 5 years as a portrait photographer. I love weddings. This is one of my absolute favorite things to do. To be there on the most important day of people's lives is such a great honor, and I love the atmosphere. Everyone is happy and the air is filled with joy and love. So many smiles and laughters. So much hope for the future. I have the best job in the world, and my wedding couples are the best people on the planet. So many of them became my friends, and not only the couples, but a good amount of the guests too. It is amazing how many good and interesting people I met during this time, and all the amazing travels and adventures it led to. I am so lucky. And I still do some portraits. Not as often as before the weddings, but sometimes I photograph students and children and families. I just love to photograph. It is so much fun. We bought this big house in 2006. It needed a total renovation. The only thing in there was an ugly kitchen, a small bathroom and a bedroom. The rest of the house looked like this. Small steps, and we slowly turn this mess into a home. We are still not done yet, but now I can see the end of this enormous project. My absolute favorite home project was when we did one of the big rooms upstairs. I used the room as my art studio for long, but the room was a mess and we started to work on it until it turned into a library. Our next big project for 2022 will be to transform this old kitchen into a luxurious bathroom. We just started and I am so excited to make a video about it. I have so many fun projects coming up for 2022. Besides the big bathroom renovation, I will take you on many adventures. Last year I went to Croatia to pick up a treasure that my uncle have been keeping safe for me for many years. In another video I will tell you what the treasure is and how come it was in Croatia. Right now I am preparing for a form of storytelling that is very new to the world. I will tell you one of my stories in a cinematic setting, and the entire story is focused on creating pleasing ASMR sounds. I don't even know how to describe this sort of storytelling. You will just have to see it when it is done. Now I am making all the props by hand, and it's so much fun. In the library video, people asked me what kind of books I have in there. So this year I will give you a bookshelf tour and show you some of my favorite books. My forest is dark and full of secrets. The nature is filled with hidden treasures and ways that we can communicate and understand plants and animals and ourselves. I will take you with me into the dark and show you some things that can be useful. The mind is a powerful tool if you know how to use it. Sounds, movements, ways to think, ways to listen. I will show you what the forest taught me. Well, that was a little about who I am and what I am doing. If you want to join me on my little journeys and adventures, just press the subscribe button and you will see when I upload a new video in your feed. You can also find me on TikTok, Instagram and Facebook. Thank you so much for watching and much welcome to my channel. See you around. Bye.